Laila joins us now, and you're enjoying those clips as much as we were.
I'm looking at Eve's little face. Bless her.
I mean, we talk about Love Island bombshells. That's a proper bombshell arriving at Albert Square.
Yeah.
Just chaos-causing arrival,
Of course,
right?
drama wherever I go.
What was it like, you know, going to Albert Square? What was your first day like? Because it's huge. It's absolutely massive, and it's been a big part of your life for a very long time, hasn't it?
Well, I'm an Eastender, so I remember the first scene in Eastenders. I remember, like, Dr. Legg going into like a basement apartment or something and finding a dead body. I remember that. And then I used to live next to a place called Arbor Square, so I thought that's where it was. So I'd go, Mummy, please, let's buy a house there so we can be on Eastenders. So Eastenders is like such a big thing for me, and it's always been on my bucket list.
And when you go to the set, if you're looking to go and visit, I visited like 15 years ago, every corner, every doorway is an iconic place where something dramatic and brilliant has happened.
It's the most... I was a bit overwhelmed. I remember I was doing a scene on the square, and I knew we were going to be on the square, but you have these little sort of golf buggies that take you onto set. And as we drove in and we parked, I was like, we're in the square. And he said, yeah, you know... I said, you know, you should have told me. I need to sort of prepare myself for this, because it does. It's just the Queen Vic, everything, the Chippy, everything. It's iconic. It is.
Really?
It is, and you've exploded onto the square, and it's watched by so many people. What's the reaction been like? I know it's only a short amount of time, but what has the reaction been like so far?
It's so weird, because I've done films with, like, big names. I remember I did a film with Heath Ledger. I auditioned with Hugh Jackman for Wolverine. No one cares. When you're going on EastEnders, everyone's like, Phil Mitchell. It's all about Phil Mitchell, Lacey Turner, all of these characters. So for me, it's just... And that's how I feel about it. I'm not bothered about, like, the Hollywood sets. This is, like, where it's really at. So I was really, really chuffed, really grateful to be there.
Because a movie is great, but, like, it's a one-off. When you're on something like EastEnders, you're a part of people's weekly lives, aren't you?
Yeah, your daily lives. Yeah, you're in... Well, like you guys, you know, you're on their screens every day. So people are actually... It's taken just 1 week for people to call me Ayesha. Amber's well forgotten. She's gone now.
Hilarious.
Well,
finished.
Let's talk about Ayesha, because, you know, she's no sitting duck, is she? She's very... Oh, look.
Oh, there it is.
That's the Amber, sorry.
Blood ran cold, right there. Blood ran cold.
Let's talk about your character. Was it lovely taking on a character like that?
Yeah, I think she's... You know, the thing is with Ayesha, she's smart, she's intelligent, she's independent, and she's really kind as well. But the thing is, EastEnders is much like Footballers' Wives. You just never really know, is this who she really is? Anything could happen, literally anything in that storyline. So taking her on, and they give you the freedom as well to develop your character. Although you don't have much time on set to perform, you do get time to talk about your character and just develop her. So that was really, really good fun.
Well, we've got a little preview of Ayesha in action. Let's have a look at you.
So where have you been?
I kept in a mate's spare room.
Because I was thinking all sorts.
Oh, well. At least you weren't on your own. Looks like you've been well comforted.
I think that's my cue to leave.
Oh, you think?
Don't, Eve.
Do you want to maybe check upstairs, see if there's anything you've forgotten?
I came here to check on my friend. But I think we know who the real enemy is. It's just a real shame that you think so little of the woman that you proposed to.
We don't want to...
Do you know my favourite bit there is when you go... That's the little
And I do
uppercut.
that in real life. That's the other thing. So it just came out. It shouldn't have been there.
I don't want to give any spoilers away, but I couldn't... You know, what's going on between them two?
Well, they're just friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
all right.
they're just friends. That's all I'm saying.
Not giving too much away there, like,
No,
very
they're
good.
close friends. I mean, you know, you've got to remember they were neighbours, and she's come in, Nish is dying, so it's a lot for Ayesha to take on, but there's that sort of familiarity with Suki's character, and so I think it's, yeah, she's found, and they've both changed their lives so much since they last saw each other, so
Can
there's
we
that
reminisce?
connection.
Can we reminisce?
I know
right?
where you're going with this.
Boys and girls, before Ted Lasso, there was Ted Lasso's naughty younger brother called Footballers' Wives.
Absolutely.
Oh, it was just so different and so out there, wasn't it?
It was completely outrageous and it was so much fun. The characters were absolutely mental. I was a complete bunny boiler and I absolutely loved it. You could go anywhere. You could go as far as you wanted with the character because in Footballers' Wives land, it worked. Everyone believed it. I mean, I was was digging up my dead baby with a champagne bucket, as you do. You know,
and it's back on ITVX now, so everybody's talking about it again and everybody's watching it. Are people stopping you as Amber as well?
Always, always. It's like you're in Iceland, and they're like, what are you doing in Iceland? You should be in Waitrose. Like, what are you shopping in here for? But it was just, no, everyone, it's Amber Gates. I'll always be Amber Gates.
Because you haven't changed a bit.
You don't look any
Honestly.
different. You do not look... I turned around, I thought, God, you just look exactly the same.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
How much laughing did you do on the set of Footballer's Wife?
Always, always. We'd get the scripts, and I'd be phoning up the producer going, we can't do this. This is outrageous. And like, well, that's why we're doing it. So you'd read these scripts, the lines, acting it as well. Me and Ben Richards, we'd constantly be just like take after take because we just couldn't stop laughing. Some of the things are just crazy.
You've taken on some of these huge roles. You've played these really powerful women, incredible roles, and roles that we all remember. But you're very big into manifesting, aren't you?
Yes.
You spent quite a bit of time in India.
I lived in India for 7 years, and I didn't know I was manifesting, but I always used the practice of manifesting. And I remember being up on the Nepalese border, the Tibetan border, and we were stuck there because there was a landscape. And I really got into Buddhism, and I just spent time with the monks there. And I thought, I really want to meet the Dalai Lama. So I manifested that. And a month later, I was in the same room with him. He blessed me. So I was like, this works. This really works. So I didn't put the title to it, but it's the same practice.
How does your manifestation take place? What are you doing? So you're imagining something you want to
Well, there's
happen?
many steps before you start imagining. You've got to get rid of the self-doubt, the self-limiting beliefs. That's really hard work. And then you've got to, visualise it. And what happens is your subconscious wants to please you. It wants to help you. And so you start doing... It's not just about sitting there and thinking about things and they'll happen. You actually start doing things. It's a very active practice, but it works. It's a science.
OK, so it is a real thing, because even subconsciously, you're taking the steps towards that end goal.
Yeah, because you've got rid of that self-doubt as well. And you're worthy of it. You've got to believe that you're worthy of it.
And that must help with your etiquette classes for children.
Yes. I mean, you know, I had so many parents that go, no, my child's a lost cause.
Yeah, well, I said the same.
Yeah. And they're not. And it's not about fitting in. It's not about having a certain personality or speaking in a certain accent. It's just about manners. It's about... And I do workshops for children, and we just teach them that manners, manners are good. And we're taking away all the stuffy stuff that you don't need in modern day. But we teach them about introductions, how to introduce yourself properly, because a lot of people think it's like, oh, nice to meet you, but that's the wrong way to introduce yourself. Table manners, what you do at the table, what you should and shouldn't do. And it's really, it gives them so much confidence. I went to military school and then went into finishing school. So the confidence I got from finishing school, although it was quite stuffy, was just I could walk into a room in any country and know what to do, and I think it's great for confidence building.
Would you mind spending 10 minutes with the crew here after the show, because you can see what happens after a Phil Vickery cream
I noticed a few of them. I've got their names down.
Get you lot sorted out.
Oh, absolute pleasure to meet you.
to see you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, congratulations in your role.
Thank you.
Brilliant stuff.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.